I Want to Know Your Parents, directed by Ji Hoon, is a South Korean drama that addresses one of the most pervasive issues in modern society, bullying in schools and its often tragic consequences. The film takes a hard look at not just the children involved in bullying but also their parents, teachers, and the system that fosters this destructive behavior. The movie begins with the harrowing suicide of a middle school student named Kyung. The boy, after enduring a long period of relentless bullying at the hands of his classmates, sees no other way out of his misery and chooses to take his own life. This tragic event sets the film's somber tone and catalyzes the moral unraveling of the characters involved. As Kyung-min's body is discovered, he leaves behind a letter. The contents of this letter are immediately chilling. Kyung-min names each of the classmates responsible for his torment, making clear the brutal nature of his school life. The letter forces the school to confront the reality that bullying was not just occurring under their watch but was allowed to fester to the point of a fatal outcome. The school administration, shocked and eager to avoid scandal, initiates an investigation into the incident. However, as the investigation gets underway, it becomes evident that the school's primary goal is not justice for Kyung-min but rather to protect its reputation. This institutional indifference adds a layer of hypocrisy and moral cowardice to the already painful situation. Kyung-min's parents, understandably devastated, push for accountability. They demand that the school act on the information provided in their son's letter. The names of the bullies soon reach their parents, and this is where the movie takes a critical shift in focus. It's no longer just about the children who participated in the bullying, but about their parents and how they react to the accusations against their children. The film introduces us to the parents of the 4 students implicated in Kyung-min's suicide, each representing a different social and moral perspective. The characters of these parents are not merely peripheral but play a crucial role in illustrating how society often fails to take responsibility for the actions of its children. Han Kyung-ho is a high-powered lawyer and the father of one of the accused bullies. As a man with significant influence in both legal and political circles, Kyung-ho is more concerned with preserving his family's reputation than with finding the truth. He uses his resources and connections to try and manipulate the situation in his favor. His attitude exemplifies the selfishness and entitlement often seen in people of privilege, who will go to any length to protect their social standing, even at the cost of justice. Jin-suk is the father of another bully and is characterized by a different form of denial. He refuses to believe that his son could be involved in something so heinous and spends much of the film in disbelief. Jin-suk's unwillingness to confront the reality of his son's behavior highlights the emotional blindness that some parents exhibit when it comes to their children. For him, his son's innocence is unquestionable, and any suggestion otherwise is seen as an affront to his family's honor. Seong-hyeon, the mother of one of the other accused students, is more emotionally fragile. She is haunted by the possibility that her child could be guilty but finds herself trapped in a web of social expectations and fear. As a mother, she wants to believe her son is a good person, but she is also deeply aware of the pressures and behaviors that exist within the highly competitive and stressful school environment. Jo Yoon-jae, another parent, is pragmatic and seeks to minimize the damage, prioritizing legal action and negotiation over moral considerations. His focus is less on the emotional and ethical implications of his child's actions and more on mitigating the fallout. This approach speaks to the larger societal tendency to turn issues of morality into matters of legal procedure and reputation management, often leaving the emotional and human consequences to the side. Each parent's response to the allegation serves as a microcosm of broader societal reactions to issues like bullying. Rather than reflecting on the deeper causes and implications of their children's behavior, the parents are mostly concerned with evasion, denial, or damage control. This creates a powerful indictment of parental and societal responsibility, or the lack thereof, when it comes to raising children in a morally upright way. As the investigation progresses, it becomes clear that the school has little interest in bringing the full truth to light. The principal and other administrators are preoccupied with limiting the fallout, often showing a willingness to sacrifice integrity for the sake of institutional survival. The teachers, too, are complicit in the problem. While some are shown to be more caring and empathetic, others are portrayed as indifferent or overwhelmed by the sheer scope of the problem. The school's lack of real action and accountability mirrors the failures in many educational institutions around the world, where the focus on academic achievement and maintaining a clean image often supersedes the well-being of the students. As the film moves forward, the investigation grows increasingly tense. The parents of the bullies start to turn against each other as they scramble to save their own children. The fear of being blamed, the shame of association with bullying, and the desire to maintain their social positions all contribute to a toxic atmosphere where truth and justice become secondary concerns. The film masterfully uses these interactions to show how bullying is not just a problem of children being cruel to each other but a symptom of a larger societal issue. It highlights how parents pass on their own insecurities, desires, and prejudices to their children, creating environments where bullying can thrive. In this sense, I Want to Know Your Parents points a finger not just at the children but at the adults who mold them, intentionally or unintentionally, into who they are. The climax of the film comes as the parents are forced to reckon with the consequences of their actions, or inactions. Some parents continue to deny their children's guilt, despite mounting evidence. Others break down under the weight of guilt, realizing that their obsessive focus on success, status, and image has led to tragic consequences. These emotional breakdowns are some of the most powerful moments in the film, as they reveal the deep internal conflict between the desire to protect one's child and the need to confront the truth. For Kyung Min's parents, the situation is unbearable. They are not only grieving the loss of their son but are also watching as the system that should have protected him, school, society, and even the other parents, fails to take responsibility for his death. This leads to heartbreaking moments where they confront the parents of the bullies directly, demanding justice in a system that seems more interested in maintaining the status quo than addressing the deeper issues at play. The film concludes on a somber note, without offering easy solutions. While some parents may come to terms with the reality of their children's involvement, the damage is already done. Kyung Min is gone, and no amount of legal maneuvering, denial, or guilt can change that. I Want to Know Your Parents ends by emphasizing the cyclical nature of these issues. Bullying, societal pressure, parental irresponsibility, and institutional failure all feed into one another, creating an environment where tragedies like Kyung Min's death are almost inevitable. The film does not offer a clear resolution because the issues it explores are complex and deeply rooted in societal structures that are resistant to change. Themes and social commentary. At its core, I Want to Know Your Parents is a critique of modern society, particularly in the context of South Korea's highly competitive and status-oriented culture. The movie explores how the pressure to succeed, both academically and socially, can drive children to extreme behaviors and how parents often perpetuate these pressures without understanding the toll they take on their children's well-being. The film also tackles the idea of collective responsibility. Bullying is often treated as an individual issue, something between the bully and the victim. However, I Want to Know Your Parents argues that bullying is a systemic problem, one that involves not just the children but the adults and institutions that shape their behavior. Additionally, the movie is a powerful indictment of parental denial and negligence. While each of the parents in the film reacts differently to the accusations against their children, they all share a common trait, a reluctance to face the truth. Whether out of fear, shame, or selfishness, the parents in the film fail to take responsibility for their role in the situation, and it is this failure that the movie ultimately critiques. I Want to Know Your Parents is a poignant, emotionally charged film that uses the tragic story of Kyung Min's suicide to explore broader themes of bullying, parental responsibility, and societal failure. Through its complex characters and unflinching portrayal of difficult issues, the movie forces viewers to confront uncomfortable truths about the way we treat children, the pressures we place on them, and the consequences of our actions as parents, teachers, and members of society. While the film is deeply rooted in the specific cultural context of South Korea, its themes are universal, making it a powerful commentary on the failures of modern society to protect its most vulnerable members.